Well, welcome back into the Mid-Norfolk garden, and we're going to do what is our second video on direct composting. First video we did, I think, probably 2 years ago, and it's had quite a bit of attention, quite a few questions on it, so we thought we'd cover a few of those issues in a second video. Now, you'll see this container is more of a bucket than a standard compost heap. Quite a lot of compost in there, or vegetable matter at this stage. It's not compost, obviously. Important point when you are doing direct composting, and direct composting means not putting it onto a compost heap, but burying it directly into your vegetable borders or soil borders. It's got to go deep, and the importance of putting it deep is to stop rodents, particularly rats, being attracted to it and digging it up as a food source. And that's a particular problem if you're doing this over the winter months. Not so much of a problem in summer because the composting process is so much quicker. But look, I have dug a really good hole. Now, if you can't go really deep to get at least 8 inches of soil on top of the very highest element of the matter in the bottom, then you need to go wide, so that you can really get a good depth. You can see down the bottom of that hole, just that lighter brown bit is my sort of subsoil layer really. I've got about 18 inches of topsoil on this really well and mature used vegetable garden. Right, the other questions that we had was what can you and what shouldn't you put in there. So I'm just going to go through this bin and show you. Cabbage, yes. Red cabbage, white cabbage, no different. Vegetable peelings of most root vegetables, yes, no problem at all. These are swede and potato. Banana skins, yes. Onion skins. Now this was a question we got quite a bit. Is it a good idea to put onions into the compost directly? There's no reason why you can't. They will take a little longer, particularly these thick fibrous things, but they'll break down beautifully. Eggshells, definitely. More cabbage and carrots. Odd paper label on your vegetable, doesn't matter, compost it. Avocados, yes. More eggs, yes. Tea bags, definitely. They'll go in whole, break down really nicely. A lovely mixture like this is really good. Avocado pips, well, I put them in, they tend to germinate, and that gives us a lovely crop of young avocado plants that we then pot on later in the season when they come up and grow them on as houseplants. We'll show you that one on another video, but they go in as well. Citrus peel, another big question mark over this. Is it too acid? Does it slow the composting process? Well, it is slow to break down, but we put it in, and if you're not putting whole citrus fruit or big amounts of it in, there's no problem with that. That can go in. And the other one that I haven't come down to in here, but is in here, the other one we got asked about was coffee grounds. And we produce quite a bit of coffee grounds. We make real coffee with ground coffee, and that gets tipped into here and mixed in the whole lot, and the whole lot will go in the hole. Let me just show you that. There you go, coffee grounds are right down the bottom. That tends to be a bit sludgy. Now you might be looking at that and thinking, well, that's not going to be 8 inches below the soil, but this is going to compress down quite a lot. I'm not going to do it with my welly. I don't want all that lot over me. So I'm just going to pull a bit of soil back in, see if I can do this one-handed while holding the camera. And then we'll compact down. Just look how far that goes down. So already got a good layer of soil over the top. Last few bits in, you don't want to leave any scraps around the outer side to give any indication of where you've buried the compost. If you don't want to dig it up again when you're doing this time and time again, then the best way is just to pop a stick in, or a brick, some form of marker that you'll know what it means in your garden, and that's all there is to it. Cover it well up, work the soil nicely, use the opportunity to take any perennial weeds and anything else out. I'm probably going to bury some of this creeping buttercup in there, but this root here that we've got in this border, that's got to come out. This is bindweed. I really want to debolt that whenever we see it, dig it out, get rid of it, burn it. Can't compost it. So I'm going to fill this hole in, and I'll just show you the finished job in just 1 minute. And here we are, worked over, filled back in, firmed in with the heel of your welly, And as well as getting rid of your compost, enriching that soil with a whole new load of nutrients which are going to be right down at root level when you come to plant this later in the season, you've also cleared a square metre of your vegetable garden as part of the process. So I'm going to do this sequentially in different areas across this border, and hopefully by springtime, when we're ready to start planting this area, we'll have a beautiful fine tilth with a deep layer of lovely rotting compost releasing its nutrients from our vegetable plants. Thanks for watching.